What is up, guys, and welcome to another edition of the Market Marauder Show. Be the market one trade at a time. Hope everybody's having a great week out there, able to lock in some profits. All right, so in this episode, going to be talking about some of the moves going on in the AI market. So there was a big update today with AMD. As you know, AMD is a chip manufacturer, sort of like Intel, as well as NVIDIA, a direct competitor with NVIDIA. So they just recently announced that they're going to be acquiring Silo AI for $665 million. So this was released today. AMD to buy finishing artificial intelligence startup Silo AI for 665 million in one of the largest such takeovers in Europe, and U.S. chip maker seeks to expand its AI services to compete with market leaders NVIDIA. California-based AMD said Silo's 300-member team would use its software tools to build large custom language models, or LMs, the kind of AI technology that underpins chatbots such as OpenAI, ChatGPT, and Google Gemini. The all-cash acquisition is expected to close in the second half of this year, subject to regulatory approval. So looking at the stock today, it did shoot up, hit a high of $187.28 per share. Definitely was very bullish once that news came out. It came out right around the time the market opened, so a little bit after the market opened, that news came out. It ended today at 183.57. So overall, kind of tapered off a little bit from its 187.28 level, but still bullish overall. So if we look at where the stock currently is at, it's right in the middle of this Bollinger Band. So Bollinger Band, you have the upper limit here. Upper band is at 187.67, and the lower band is at 180.72. So kind of right in the middle of this Bollinger Band. It did shoot up above this Bollinger Band when that news came out. So definitely a nice bullish upward trend. If we also look at the moving averages, we have the moving average 10, which is at 182.69. The moving average 20, which is at 182.43. The moving average 30, that is at 180.37. So ultimately, bullish because it is above its moving average 10, 20, and 30 at the time of closing. So I think this is good news for AMD overall. I think they can be a direct competitor for NVIDIA. I think NVIDIA definitely is a lot farther ahead in the AI race than AMD is, but it is good to see AMD kind of jumping into that section. I wonder what they're going to be doing and what partnerships they're going to have with this acquisition of this company. I think it's good for them to put their bid in to kind of throw their hat and say, hey, we're capable of competing on the AI scale. And it's going to also be interesting to see what companies partner with AMD in the future. Next, we have NVIDIA. NVIDIA being, like I said, the direct competitor. They were bullish today. Overall, kind of a little bit of a movement or a little bit of a move from them, not really going up too much. They did go up today 2.69%. Not really any news going on with them, but a rising tide lift all boats, meaning if one stock in the industry usually goes up, I usually check and look at the other stocks in the industry, with NVIDIA being a direct competitor for them. I was going to see how they behaved according to that news. Would the market say, oh, okay, there's another competitor, I'm going to go and try to sell off or change my positions and throw some money into AMD? Or am I going to continue to just pile in money into NVIDIA because they're the clear leader here in the AI race? So ultimately, did end bullish overall for the day. Ended at 135.64, so up 0.54% at their close. So definitely a nice bullish run for them today. If you look at their where they ended at the Bollinger Band, we can see that they're pretty bullish. So they're above the top upper band, which to me would designate they're probably going to have a nice little bullish run as the market opens up for tomorrow, since they have crossed that upper band threshold. In the middle, you have their basis band at 134.42, which it ended kind of around there, but then it shot up 73 cents after hours. So ultimately, I'm going to be looking at this one to be bullish as we continue on our week. Next, we have the moving average 10, 20, and 30. Moving average 20 is at 134.56. Moving average 20 is at 134.40. And moving average 30 is at 133.38. So ultimately, bullish on all those metrics as well. The closing value of 135.64 is bullish. And I think all eyes are going to be on NVIDIA as we continue to get closer to the Tesla robotaxi day. The next one that we have is TSM, which is Taiwan Semiconductor. They were bullish as well. Another semiconductor play out there. They had a similar trajectory as AMD once this news came out, so they shot up as well, ending the day at 191.54, up 2.6% after hours, but on the day up 3.54% or $6.53 per share. Then it at 191.54 to end the day. So they are bullish. Definitely going to be looking at this one as well, since it is also above its upper band for this Bollinger Band indicator, and it is above the moving average 10, 20, and 30, which the moving average 10 is at 190.18, moving average 20 is at 189.80, and the moving average 30 is at 188.09. So definitely bullish for TSM, Taiwan Semiconductor. So it seems like majority of the chip stocks are bullish as well. And then one play, the last one, which I'm going to kind of throw into the AI space as well, is Tesla. And so Tesla, as you know, kind of last week they had their vehicle numbers come out. There have been a lot of talks of people giving their price estimates, a lot of bears coming out of the woodwork for some reason, talking about the FSD and the robotaxi and what their sentiments are, having a lot of low price targets. I think ultimately the stock is bullish. There's a lot of people that follow the company as well. And one thing that I thought was very interesting that I haven't really seen many analysts talk about is their data centers. So Tesla data center delay highlights industry-wide challenges. So they're in the process of building this data center. So it says, while a surge of data center projects enter construction planning queues, Tesla continues to face delays with Dojo Data Center project in Austin, Texas. The data center facility located in the headquarters in Austin is incremental to or integral, sorry if I can read, to realizing Elon Musk's quest for finalizing full self-driving capabilities as firms' cars. In mid-April, the automotive company's planned facility reported still lacked most of its roof and ground. And so I think it's very interesting that these articles come out. Mind you, this came out May 2024 when the stock was definitely not where it's at now. But it's very interesting to see a lot of people talk about like all the delays that are going on with Tesla, even though it seems like they're kind of pushing forward with the full self-driving as well as the robotaxi. So I think they have the technology to do the robotaxi. They have the data that they're going to be using. Looking at just the reviews from the full self-driving and people using full self-driving in the real world, majority of those trips are already fully autonomous. And so fully autonomous meaning there's no real human interaction except for like people using the wheel to turn for parking or taking over for parking or taking over when they get to their destination. So that's kind of like a proof case that it's basically already here. Just you have a human in the loop now for this control loop situation. And then taking the human out of the loop would be the final stage for fully autonomous vehicles. So, you know, that takes a large amount of data to train those models. And I think them having the data centers or looking at data centers is definitely going to put them at a leader for being a part of this AI play. Now, whether they use that, use data centers that they're building or farm out data centers, it seems like they're already on the strategic path to increase the amount of data that they're going to be able to take in. Also partnering with NVIDIA, like I said earlier, and using their Blackwell platform once it comes out, and then also upgrading some of the data centers that they currently have will definitely help get the amount of computing power. And Elon Musk even said during his shareholder meeting that they're going to be having more data coming in and it's going to be more efficient and they're going to be able to run better models. So I think to not include Tesla into AI is kind of a slap in Tesla's face. But I think Tesla will continue to kind of revolutionize or be the test case for the possibilities of AI. So you have ChatGPT, which is the text-based model. You have Gemini, which I said earlier. But as far as real-world applications are concerned, I think Tesla is showing the use case of that. And I think the August 8th date for Robotaxi will be like the real-world use case for that. And then if they use that as the software as a service model, I feel like other EV companies are going to jump in to try to use that. But then also the way that they're taking the data and interpolating it for their models, I feel like that can be used for other applications other than just EV self driving. And so they are bullish overall. They ended the day at 261.62. And so that is right around the moving average 10. There was definitely a lot of momentum for them. They only went up 0.35% on the day. But I think that's because they had quite a bit of sell off towards the end of trading today. They did shoot up to 267.59, which at the time was above the Bollinger Band. And so towards the end of the day, it seemed like there were a lot of people that sold off towards the end of the day. But ultimately, over throughout the entire day today, it seemed like they were bullish. So ultimately, I think these will be the top AI plays that people will continue to talk about as we continue to go on. Microsoft is still one that's out there, but as far as like hardware is concerned, I would put Tesla as part of the AI hardware because they have vehicles, and TSM, NVIDIA, and AMD produce chips for it. So drop a comment down below. Tell me what you think. Are these good AI plays? Are there other AI companies that you all are looking at as we continue to see kind of the face of AI change hands? We see technology start to improve. And then we also see more notes of companies coming out and kind of throwing their hat into the AI market, such as AMD. Make sure that thumbs up helps the YouTube algorithm, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.